My production company is called Detained Productions, and it has a very simplistic and sleek design. People would identify Renegade with this logo. I got the picture, or the main image, from my production company logo from the film The Midnight Express. 20th Century Fox has a more recognizable logo, and is more of a spectacle. There's a clear view of Hollywood, where films are normally perceived to be made, and therefore you can also see the Hollywood sign in the background. Fox are known to have distributed the 1999 movie Fight Club, directed by David Fincher and starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. The film is a crime drama like mine, but has a far bigger budget.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Also, the actors from Fight Club are far more recognizable than the ones I have in my film. Edward Norton was nominated for Best Actor and Supporting Actor in the Academy Awards in the films Primal Fear, American History X, and more recently, Birdman. Brad Pitt is even better known than Norton, and is known for films such as Ocean's 11, 12 and 13, Seven, also directed by David Fincher, and Moneyball, where he was nominated for Best Actor. Also, my actors are just people in my year at school, rather than professional actors. Ben Carroll as the main character Sean, and Louis Alexander as Ryan. This shows how my film differs from similar media products. A convention used in my opening sequence is gender. The two main characters are both male, highlighting a stereotypical view that more men are involved in the police force and in crime. This is also evident in films such as The Godfather, The Departed, and in Scarface, where women are a secondary part of the film and tend to be objectified by the main male characters. While my film doesn't do the latter, it does focus on a main male character and doesn't have any female characters in the opening sequence. A good example of gender stereotypes being used in a crime drama film is The Godfather, and this is when Michael's wife Kay, played by Diane Keaton, asks her husband Michael, played by Al Pacino, whether an accusation made against him about a decision he made was true or not. In response to this, Michael asks her not to interfere with his business, and when he allows her to ask him, he lies, showing the lack of power that the woman had in the situation.
Michael, is it true?
Don't ask me about my business, Kate.
Is it true?
No.
Another convention that I used, that is often associated with the crime drama genre, is that I used a twist at the end. This is commonly done in crime dramas such as The Sting and The Departed. Due to the ending of my sequence, where the policeman is revealed to be involved in crime in some capacity. This was even more shocking due to the sadness and obvious shock that he experienced when he saw the person that Sean killed during the robbery. Therefore, this follows the ordinary conventions that is very obvious in The Departed, when Jack Nicholson's character, Frank Costello, the main antagonist of the film, reveals to Matt Damon's character, Colin Sullivan, that he is actually an FBI informant. This was such a huge shock to the audience because Costello had been so serious throughout the film about the possibility that some of his men were actually working with the FBI.
You're an FBI informant? Are you fucking kidding me?
Grow up. Of course I talk to the FBI.
The titles are very different to what they're normally like in a film of this type. They're very 1980s or retro looking and look like they should be in a sci-fi film or horror, not a crime drama film. I had the inspiration to do this from the 2011 film Drive, directed by Nicholas Winding and starring Ryan Gosling and Carey Mulligan. Those titles are also very stylistic, as well as portraying that the film was not going to be what the audience would normally expect. because of this, many fans at the time for that film were furious that this film ended up being an indie film rather than the action/drama film they were expecting, such as a replication of Die Hard or Fast and Furious. Therefore, in this instance, my films were very different to what similar movies would be like. Moreover, my sequence is very similar to the conventions in a crime drama film, in the sense that it's set in a city. Pretty much all films in this genre are in cities, and this is especially the case if they take place in modern times. Examples of this is the 2010 film The Town, Gone Baby Gone, The Dark Knight, and Goodfellas. However, even though there aren't that many crime films set in rural areas or in the suburbs, there are a few recognisable ones, such as Hell or High Water, No Country for Old Men, and Prisoners. Even though these films don't take place in cities for the most part, they do show some stereotypes of people who live in those kind of areas, such as being portrayed as the strong silent type, or being excessively like a hillbilly. Moreover, films such as Gangs of New York have similar conventions and character types as my one, with the main antagonist in Gangs of New York, played by Daniel Day-Lewis, is ruthless, as is Ryan in my opening sequence. Ryan has similar characteristics to him, as he murders a teenager in cold blood and shows no remorse about it afterwards. This shows that it's very common for films of this genre to be using a character such as this to push along a story. Thank you very much for watching my question 1 of my evaluation questions. I hope you enjoyed it.